Our world is threatened by terrorism, wars, killings, and various vices.
Its effects are mostly felt by women and girls.
Peace and security is a collective responsibility as it concerns women, girls, and boys. Join WANEP
on Women's Voices for Peace every Tuesday at 3 p.m.
on Women Radio WFM 91.7 as we engage on issues of women, peace, and security.
On Women's Voices for Peace
on Women Radio WFM 91.7.
The United Nations, through various resolutions, recognizes the disparate impact that violent conflict has on women. It highlights the fact that generally women have been left out of peace processes, reconstruction and stabilization efforts. They recognize the imperative for the full and equal participation of women at all levels, ranging from conflict prevention to post-conflict reconstruction, peace and security. These resolutions, among a host of others, frame the women, peace and security agenda. Women Voices for Peace, in summary, is that radio show that hopes to attain female gender inclusivity, protection and equality. Good afternoon and welcome to the program this lovely Tuesday afternoon. It's the 14th day in January 2020. Trusting your day has been good so far. Welcome to Women Radio 91.7 and the program is Women Voices for Peace. My name is Oludolapo Adewale, welcoming you to the program. Today on the program, we'll be looking at a very sensitive topic as well as interesting as well. It concerns the women folk, but the men are not left behind. It's 9 minutes past 3 from the studios of WFM 91.7. Today we're looking at women's rights in Nigeria. Women's rights in Nigeria. And doing this with me on the show is someone who is a young person, and of course she wears so many caps right now. I'm talking about Chinenye Nzom. She's the founder, Volunteers Hub Africa, an award-winning social enterprise and volunteering organization that believes in strategic partnership for the sustainable goals by providing human capacity and professional volunteers for NGOs for smooth running of their project. She's a trained teacher, she's a counselor, and of course a leader. She's also a writer, and not only that, she's a public speaker. And talking about emotional and mental health, she's very enthusiastic about that, and she helps people to stay rejuvenated despite challenges and stay positive despite seeming challenges. And she has been involved with some campaigns like Touch Me Not campaign, War Against Rape by Women on Rubies, among others. And she has a whole long list of profile there, and as the show goes on, I will definitely let you know all about that. But I'm glad to have Chinenye Nzom in the building this afternoon. Good afternoon, Chinenye.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here too.
Welcome to the show. Okay, we'll be engaging Chinenye much later on the program, and don't forget that this program is also conversational. We'd like you to call and be part of this conversation today. Today we're looking at women's rights in Nigeria. Are you a woman out there? This program actually concerns you. We want to hear from you on Women Voices for Peace today. We want to know how gender inequality can be tackled in our country, and that's the question I'm asking you at home this afternoon. How do you think gender inequality can be tackled? And this is not a power play between the man or the woman, but we're just looking at how gender inequality can be tackled in our country. I'd like you to give suggestions. I'd like you to give way forward on the program. Please do well to call us on 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. The text message line is 0703 1756 537. Do well to call us on the program. And of course, you can join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag Women Voices for Peace or Women of 1325. You get the conversation point on Twitter at WFM 917. The term gender is derived from the Latin noun which means a kind or group, and recently the word was used as a grammatical concept to classify words into masculine and feminine. Now today the connection of gender is being untidily used to denote the different and unequal perceptions, views, the roles, relevance, or rewards that a society assigns to the two sex categories. Discrimination happens to both the male and female in individual situations, particularly the female or the women group. The act of subjugating women is an inherent tradition. It looks like it has been with us from ages, and it has consistently been kept in an active state and coupled with its debilitating ability. A society has been grappling with the problem of creating a fair, just and equitable arrangement among different people. The mainstream agenda of development is challenged through how to enhance the role of women in politics and governance, and that's a major cause of concern for us in the country. Ending all discrimination against women and girls, it's not only a basic human right, it's crucial for a sustainable future. Now, it's proving that empowering women and girls helps economic growth and development. Although we know that there are more women even in the labor market, but there are still large inequalities in some regions, with women systematically denied the same work rights as women. Sexual violence and exploitation, the unequal division of unpaid care and domestic work, and discrimination in public office, all these remain a huge barrier to women development in Nigeria. Climate change and disasters continue to have a disproportionate effect on women and children, as do conflict and migration. And these and many more tend to limit our women from giving their best, from giving their optimum value, as they're restricted to family caring and even kitchen duties. We shouldn't be really in the first place. All right, just like I said earlier, my phone lines are open. You can also call me and send a text message on the program this afternoon. The phone lines are 07000 917 917 090 25455. You can reach me on text message 0703 1756 537, and we're very social at WFM 917. Go to Twitter handle, and of course you get conversations done by my guest Chineye on social media, and you can also be part of the conversation. All right, if you're just joining us, this is Women Voices for Peace, and my name is Oludolapo Adewale, and you can be part of the conversation on Women Radio 91.7. It's 15 minutes past 3 from our studio. Right now, let me go straight to the discussion proper. And, okay, someone is trying to call us, but let's see whether we can take this call before we go into the conversation. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. What's your name?
Uchenna, calling from Ibapo.
All right, Uchenna, please go ahead. Hello, Uchenna. All right, please call us back if you can. Okay, back to my guest in the studio, Chineye. Glad to have you once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Chineye, I would like to start from your own view. At least you've seen one or two examples. I would like you to describe what gender inequality actually means to you.
Okay, so for me, it means that people think that male and female, there is a disparity. Maybe the male they have, well, how will I put it now? They are greater than the female gender. So there's this way people treat the female gender, and there's a particular way they treat the male gender. Okay, let me give you a personal example. I remember when I started my organization back in Ibadan, I got a message from someone on Instagram that, they would love us to come around, they want to train the volunteers. And I was the first person to get to the event that day. And I greeted him, he looked at me and said, hi, hello. I greeted him, I went to sit. So it was later, he wasn't asking me, sorry, are you the founder of the... I said, yes, I'm the founder. I was like, oh my God, I was expecting a male. I didn't know you were though. I didn't know. So I saw the way he looked at me when I came. I was like, this girl, who is this girl? Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So I expected that he would have treated me better if he had seen a man or a male gender. Do you understand? So I asked him, okay, why do you think it was a male? Why can't you think that it was a female can start up something like this? And it was just like, okay, maybe it's my own mentality or something. But
I might not mean it for a bad purpose.
Yes, but it's just the way the society is. So that's how I perceive it, that people just feel that, okay, if something great is happening, it should be a man. If they say it's a woman, like, really? Wow, and she's a woman. Do you understand?
They have second thoughts.
Yes, they have second thoughts that, okay, female folks are kind of a weak gender. Like, people say they are the weaker vessel. so they should be treated in a particular way. They should not be given so much to do because they can break and all that. So that's what I feel that gender inequality means to me.
Tilting in favor of the men as to the women.
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we've established that, let's look at the causes and effects of gender inequality or gender discrimination. What are the causes and even effects on the women folk?
Okay,
on our society, really.
All right, so the causes. So maybe this mentality growing up, our parents know that they always tell the boys, okay, you guys sit down, let your sisters go ahead and do this and do that. So it has formed our mentality that girls, females, women are the ones that should be out there doing the kitchen work, the home chores and all that, why the male should do serious work, go to work, face their education and do all that. So that's kind of unconsciously, it has formed our mentality, and that has formed us to be who we are today. And it is very hard to want to deviate. It's very hard to want to move and become kind of westernized. So I think it starts from the home, it starts from family, because family is the smallest unit, and whatever we learn from there goes a long way to form who we are at the end of the day. Yeah, so I think it starts from the family. And also, people just see women as people that are frail. That okay, they should not carry so much, they should not do so much, and the way people say things and people take them in, and people are like, okay, she's a female, let's just leave her out of this. We are talking about serious matter, you are bringing a woman, why? Let's bring the men, let the men come and take over. Do you understand? So
when women are talking, when men are talking, women should keep quiet. Okay.
You're a woman, you should not be talking. This is a man. Do you understand? So all those things gradually form, even unconsciously. We don't know. Even we women, we do it unconsciously. We're like, keep quiet, let the man talk first. We are doing, it's not like we don't want to do it, but it is something that has been happening, and like, who are we to change the status quo? Let's just follow. Do you understand? So it takes someone that is very conscious, someone that is very deliberate, and say, okay, a man and a woman, they are the same. Let's give them what they have to do. Let's let them go ahead and do what they have to do. They have the power. They are both human beings. Let them go ahead and do it. So for me, I see society as the cause, family as the cause. Those are the two causes I know that they're really, strong.
Okay, then talking about gender inequality, another angle to it is that we've seen cases where some men treat women as less than human beings, and they see them as people that they can be in a cage, so to speak. They're forced to have sex with them. They're forced to be in perpetual slavery, and these are people that they think they are glamorous and all that, but really they're actually sex slaves. Do you think something is wrong with the psyche of those men who perpetrate those evil acts?
Well, I would not say totally that something's wrong with their psyche, but this thing is something that has been modeled to them over the years. This is all they know. This is how they know how to treat women. So they've not seen anywhere, maybe most of them have not really seen how to actually treat the female gender, how to actually treat the female folks. So what they've been seeing is their fathers treating their mother in a particular way. So nobody has been there to correct them that, okay, this is not the right way. So they've taken it and they've continued with it. And to continue like that, they will pass it on to their younger generations, and they continue like that, and the train now continues, and there's no way, nobody's stopping, nobody's talking about it. So that's why it's not like something's wrong with them, it's just what they've seen. Okay, for example, you're being taught as a child to eat food in a particular way. That is the only way you know. It's except you go somewhere else, and someone says, no, that's not the right way, this is actually, you're like, oh my god, really? Then you learn, then you continue to move. So it is not that they want to actually do it. Most of them have noticed that it's not like they want to actually do it, but it is what has been model to them.
It looks like they need to change their mindset.
Exactly. So it's something that has to do with their mindset. I think
I think we need to get to that point. It's 21 minutes past 3. The program is Women Voices for Peace right here on Women Radio 91.7. I'd like to hear from you this afternoon. We are talking about women's rights in Nigeria, and we're doing a little bit of concentration on gender inequality. How do you think gender inequality can be addressed in our country? I'd like to hear from you. What do you think women's rights are in the country? Do you think women are ripe enough to fight for their rights in this country? If you're a woman out there, I'd like you to weigh in on this matter. I'd like you to call us on 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. Again, 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. Send your text message to 0703 1756 537. And of course, you can tweet at us at WFM 917. I think we have a phone call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you move away from your radio?
Okay.
All right, what's your
Can you
name?
hear me?
I can hear you. What's your name?
Dami.
Dami. Where is Dami calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from Songota.
All right. Damilola, please go ahead.
I think one of the major problems of gender inequality.
Dami, you still need to move away from your radio, please.
Okay, let me offer.
Okay? Please go ahead.
I think one of the major problems of gender inequality is it starts from the family. As a person, even the way our parents brings us up, there's this stigma about female. Once you're a lady, naturally they bring you down as a weaker vessel. Sometimes your parents, you do some things, at times the parents themselves are the major cause of this whole problem. My mom sometimes will do something, I'll be like, is it because I'm a lady? In fact, I think the major problem of this gender inequality starts from our parents.
So what do you think can be done to change this?
Honestly, it starts from the home. It starts from the home, from our parents.
So
They
the
shouldn't see
education.
the woman as a weaker person. They shouldn't see the woman as if they are lesser, or there's a particular thing that the woman is entitled to, or especially when you are married, you're out of the family. So many things like that. In fact, I think it starts from the family. So they should work on the family first, not saying this is a man, this is a woman, this is what you're entitled to. As a woman, this is what you're supposed to do. The man should go to school. The ladies, at the end of the day, they will get married. Some people have that kind of mentality.
Yes, and they don't send the children the girl child to school.
Yeah, they don't train their female child. They felt it's a waste of money because at the end of the day, this woman will end up in a man's house, so their money is gone. And it's not like that.
Thank you very much, Dami, for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you, and do have a lovely afternoon. All right, Dami, there. Okay, you'd like to react to what Dami said.
All right, so I totally agree with her, because I remember someone was telling me at some point that, okay, she was this very successful. She was making so much money. She was doing this. She was not married. And one day, her mother called her and said, "See, calm down. No, you're making so much. Are you sure you'll not start scaring guys away?" And see, that's another thing. So if that kind of person takes it in and say, "Okay, I'm not supposed to be doing so much. If I'm doing so much, I may be scaring the male gender away, and I may not even get married at the end of the day." So at the end of the day, they are shrinked. They don't want to express themselves fully because they're like, "Okay, if I do so much, I may scare the male folks away, and I'm not, So I think it starts from the family, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, glad to have you. What's your name? Hello. All right, please try to call us back. The numbers to call 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. Join the conversation just as Dami did the other time. We'd like to hear from you this afternoon. We're looking at gender inequality, and of course my guest Chineye also corroborated what Dami said, saying that it starts from the family, and of course the knowledge gap should be really, really tightened from the family. Now back to we talked about the family and how to change the narrative from the family. What other things can be done to resist this narrative of the male side being tilted or being favored as against the women? What can be done to change the existing narrative?
Okay, so right now we cannot keep saying that, okay, our parents have done this, so we keep holding on to them. I think we are most of the millennials are already grown-ups, so at least we already have this information at our disposal. So anybody that is still holding on to the fact that, okay, women are less people, they are weaker vessels, they're doing that because they want to do it. We already have all this information at our disposals. So I feel that everybody, as we're growing up, we should decide on what we want to actually believe in. Take on books to read, ask questions. You see a particular way someone is treating your sister. Do you like it? If you don't like it, then don't treat someone else's daughter like that. So if you actually feel that, okay, my parents have taught me and so, they may not be right. That was the best way. That was the best way they know how to train us. We cannot keep blaming them. Now, we know the truth, can we now start acting on it? Can we not
form
just
our own opinion now?
Yes, can we
All
not?
right, sorry, I think we have a caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. What's your name?
My name is Jenica. I'm calling from Okosa.
Jenica.
Jennifer.
Jennifer. All right. Please go ahead, please.
On this issue of female gender, I actually see that in fact it's really from the family, because I remember when I was still a kid, my dad would tell me that I should hold the hand as in a bowl of water for my elder brother to wash his hands. But I really got angry and I poured that water on our dining table, and in fact I really got a beating for that. It's really a bad moment. And I remember when I went to the supermarket at this Okota, a young man walked in and said that he was going to slap the sales rep, that the girl should mind herself, that it was from him they used to create how that kind of mentality. In fact, it's very, very wrong, and our parents should try as much
to change it. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I think and sometimes when you hear some parents talk like that, you say they're actually training the woman for husband's home. Maybe that's why the father said, okay, take this bowl of water and take it to your brother. But I think I'd like to hear your opinion. I think a lot of people confuse male and female duties to man and wife duties.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
Okay, so I don't know why it's like that, but then I just feel that every time there's any woman is talking to their daughter or anything, they're always asking, so this is the way you're going to behave in your husband's house. Why can't they is it like is as if women are just in this world to just get married? We're just here to become wives, and that is all.
And the men are not there to become husbands.
So it's just like they are preparing women to go to men house, but they're not preparing the men to become good husbands. So it's just like everybody's focusing on the wife. You have to be a good wife. You need to know how to cook, to wash, to take care of your husband, take care of your children, but they're not preparing the men to even become good men. So at the end of the day, you're preparing good women, but at the end of the day, they cannot do as much as they will do because they don't even have the support of their husband.
It takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. So I feel that this is a very big topic. Actually, we can't talk about it. We can't finish talking about it today. But then I feel that if we're going to have a change, if we're going to have something that's going to last and everybody's going to be happy, then it starts from every individual, women, men, because you will see some women too that I don't understand. Sometimes they say some things and you're wondering, you too, you're a woman, wow. Because they support the men folk so much. It's not like it's not a power tussle, actually, like you said earlier. It's just that we are saying that we want to have equal rights. Like this is as easy as that. We don't want to be seen as just roles, because every time people talk about women, they just see them as roles. Okay, a woman, she'll wash, she'll cook. What else? What else can she do? Oh, she will also perform some duties as a wife. But then they're not seeing a woman as a human being that can cause change, political change, social change. They don't see us like that. You understand?
I think the narrative needs to really change. Yes. Sometimes when they see a woman, sometimes all what comes to people's mind is just sex appeal, and that's it.
Yes.
And women are much more than that.
Yes.
I think it needs to change. All right, in case you just joined us, a very good time to join us, although you've missed a part of the show, but you can still be part of the conversation today. We're looking at women's rights in Nigeria, and we're also looking at gender inequality in Nigeria. How can women's rights be actually be in place and be effective? It's 3:30 from the studios of WFM 91.7. The program is Women Voices for Peace. We'd like you to be part of the conversation. Chinaye Nzomi is still very much here, and of course you can catch some of our comments on Twitter at WFM 917. Back to the phone lines this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Glad to have you on the program. Can I know your name?
Comrade Dogbanago Mohammed Ibrahim.
All right, Mohammed Ibrahim. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm a man, but I have a wife and sisters. You know, if you are a man and you fail to respect women, it means you are not a human being. Let me use that word. You must respect them. Secondly, women should also learn how to respect themselves and support themselves. Underline these two words. Respect themselves and support themselves. In that way, you will see that even men, some men who are not always in the habit of respecting women, will start seeing them and say, these people, this is the way they are taking. Let us follow them. You can see in politics, women will come out for an election. and if her gender will not support her, or go and start supporting another a man. So why not supporting that woman to go into that part, to go to that political office, so that tomorrow she will now become your own guy when it comes to woman molestation. I think that's my own contribution.
Thank you very much, Mohammed Ibrahim. And of course, if time permitted us, from your name, it sounds like you're even from the Muslim arena, who talk about things that has to do with women and religion. When it comes to religion, sometimes it looks like we hide under religion to say that the women is lower than the men. But this is coming from Okola, and who is highlighting the fact that women are to be respected, and not only women to be respected, women should also respect and support, and I think it's a reciprocal thing.
Yes.
Really. Okay, in case you just joined us, the program is Women Voices for Peace. Call us on our numbers 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. We're looking at women's rights in Nigeria. Now, Chineye, do you think women's rights in Nigeria are really respected and fully carried out? Do you think they are respected? Do you think we
Obviously
we are?
I would say no. So
And we have ministries for women affairs. We have things about women.
We do, but then it's just like those things are just there. I don't. Maybe I've not seen. Maybe I've not really gone out to see. But for me, I would say no.
All right. Sorry, we have a caller.
Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Glad to have you. Can I know your name?
Yeah, my name is Yinka Shokumbi.
All right, Yinka Shokumbi. Glad to have you.
Yeah. On the topic gender inequality, I think the mentality has changed and it has improved a bit. Where they place women in those days is better now. It's better at the moment. Yes. Because I know in my place of work, in church, everywhere, the priority is different. Unlike when I used to be much younger.
True.
So yes, so at least there's an impact. Yes. So advocating for it and it's working. So
Okay. So do you think that more advocacy should be done?
yes, more. Yes, we should do more. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Inka, and thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do have a nice afternoon. Okay. She believes that the narrative has changed from where it used to be till now. And if it has changed over the years, Chineye, do you think that in the next 10, 20 years it will be better than now?
Yes, it can be better if all of us take the responsibility, if we keep on advocating for women, if we all decide to change the narrative. But if we just fold our arms saying that, okay, we'll change, nothing will be done. Because I believe that between the period of then and now, people actually took it upon themselves that, okay, I'm not going to sit down and watch women continue to suffer. I'm going to go out there to speak for women, to advocate for women, and that's why we are here.
True.
So if we ourselves are seeing these things happening, if we continue to keep quiet, nothing will be done. But if all of us take on the responsibility to go ahead, say, okay, women are human beings, women need to be treated well, women need to take top places in their place of work, women need to be involved in politics, social change and all that, I believe that would move.
All right, that's from my guest today, Chineye. Check your time, it's 24 minutes to 4. The program is Women Voices for Peace, and you can be part of the conversation just like my earlier callers. Do well to call us. Today we are focusing on women's rights in Nigeria, and we can't talk about women's rights in Nigeria without actually delving into gender inequality that has pervaded our society for a long time. Please do well to call us on 07000 917 917 090 256 25455. Chineye, something that has really been with us in Nigeria and even world over is the disparity when it comes to salary or wage gap. You find out that some people say that they are paid lesser just because they are females. And in the US, we had some people talking about sport. The female side of the US national team, they were agitating that they should be paid equally as the male side, and even they are winning more laurels than the male side. Coming back home to Nigeria, the Super Falcons have kind of done better in terms of winning laurels for Nigeria, even more than the men, but they are not paid as the men. And all these things keep happening on the world stage. There's agitation for equal pay world over, but it looks like in Africa and Nigeria we're sitting back on it. What's your take on the gender gap, talking about wage gap disparity world over?
Okay, so this thing is confusing me actually, because the thing is, this person you're bringing is to get the work done. So if this person is getting the work done, why do you have to pay somebody less than the other person because this person is a male, this person is a female? So I feel that every employer, people that are giving people salary or whatever, I think they should think through and maybe ask themselves, question themselves if they're actually normal.
I've heard a situation where they said, what do you need money for? You have your husband to give you money. And so why are you asking for more money?
The funny thing is, most of these women are breadwinners in their homes. So even if they don't need money for anything, this person is being brought to a job to get the work done, and the person is doing excellently well. So what stops you from paying the person? Why do you have to say, okay, you're a female, what do you need money for? Please don't worry, you have a husband that's giving you money. Why that kind of mentality? That is really sometimes I'm cringing, like what? So I think everybody should just ask themselves question, are they normal actually for them to pay someone? You bring someone qualified, has all the qualifications in the world, has traveled here, has done this, has done that, and the person is brought into the office to do a particular job. Person does this, pay the person the money. You don't have to look if the person is a gender, if the person is a female. You don't have to look at their gender if the person is a male or a female. Just pay the person, let the person go in peace.
What would be your suggestion to, like, maybe Federation of Women Lawyers in Nigeria, or even NBA as a whole, to look into our labor laws to help maybe the Ministry of Labor and Productivity to actually plug all those holes that we have?
So I would say that I think we need more people to be vocal, talk about this. So if you're having such things in you're noticing such a thing in your office, I think you should talk about it. Post the social media, let people take it up, let people see these things, suggest to people, speak up. Don't just keep quiet there, because you're working, you should be paid for your work.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, you're on. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, glad to have you. Can I know your name? Smart. Where is Smart calling from? All right, please, Smart, go ahead.
There's a lady that called.
Hello, Smart, can you speak up, please?
First, I want to congratulate that lady. Said things are really improved in the kind of women in our society. But one thing I want to add is this. I have a lot of associations with women. There are some women naturally, they want to believe that they are men. We in this region, let me say African, we know that from the age, the way women are being handled. We are for a family that we have 5 women. I know there are some things that our parents don't do. That one, they will share the job. There are work for women, there are work for men.
Different roles.
Every object you want to carry, my mother will say, hey, don't try it. Do it for me. Are you getting it?
Yes, we are. Hello. Oh, all right. We lost Smart's call there, but he has been able to make his point. He was just trying to say it's actually for the family as well. When it comes to carrying heavy objects, most of the time they say, "Oh, leave it," and actually, in body structure, definitely one person has more muscle mass than the other, but that's not a contest right now. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. So actually, I've seen. Okay, we have women that do boxing now. We have women that they do their wrestling stuff, and they are alive. They do it very well, and so. They should just let them be. If they want to carry, let them carry it. If they want to do whatever, let them go ahead and do it. I don't have any problem with any woman doing it.
My take on that is that whenever you've seen a woman go through labor, then I think that woman can carry anything.
Anything. Because I was in the hospital this morning and I saw different pregnant women. I'm like, whoa, these women are strong. They were still laughing. Some people are still carrying their bags and everything. And I'm like, these women are strong. You should stop limiting us.
All right, that's the word from Chineye. Stop limiting women. Okay, there's something that is really, really particular. How can the global community achieve the goal of gender equality and the empowerment of women? We know that in developed countries, they are right up there. We have so many examples of female prime ministers, female president. Nigeria is yet to get there.
Yes.
We know that there's this agitation. And so how can the global community achieve that goal of gender equality and empowerment of women?
Okay, so let me give a personal example. I have been on platforms like panel sessions where I would be the only female there, and I'm always asking them why you always bring only one female and you have like 5 men. Why, what's happening? So they tell me sometimes they don't look into it, or sometimes they didn't just see a woman that will fit into it. So first of all, I will speak to women that don't let anybody limit you. Go ahead and do everything you want to do. Go ahead and take the global stage. Don't let anybody tell you cannot do anything because they feel that you're a woman, you're a weaker vessel. Go ahead and take those courses. Go out of the country. Study anything you want to study. Go ahead. We have female architects. We have to do so much. So don't say that, okay, there's a particular, let me just go to university and come and sit down and just don't not do anything. Go ahead for your masters, become a professor. We have female professors. Go ahead and do everything.
And so it just reminds me of the first female urologist in Nigeria. She even said it was her dad that encouraged that. So we have a male for a female.
Yeah, we have some men that really support their women, but just that they are very few. You understand? And we don't really talk about them. What is outside is men that don't support their women.
So we should celebrate.
We should celebrate them. They need to be celebrated, actually. So I would say that is one. Then secondly, every woman should put themselves out there. Stop. There's this fear that, okay, hey, if I'm doing too much, people say, you're a woman, or calm down, or so go out there and put yourself out there and do everything you want to do. Then the men should come out there and support women. You see a particular woman doing something, ask her, how can I be of help to you? By the time a man is pushing the narrative of a woman is pushing herself out there, before you know, people will start appreciating the fact that, okay, this man is actually doing, we can actually feature her, let's try. And when she goes there and she gives her all, she does amazingly, then trust me, people will want to actually get more. So all we need to do is first prove ourselves, then get people to support us, get people to push us forward. Then you'll see that you'll be shocked of how much we will do, because I'm seeing women blazing the trail and I'm always excited,
Now, let me ask you a direct question. Now, there's been this agitation for female presidency or female governors, substantive female governors in Nigeria. Sometimes we've had some women who are elevated to governorship position for few times just because of impeachment of their bosses and all that. But do you think that Nigeria is ready in few years? Are we going to see a female president? We've seen some people trying to contest in past. Do you think we're ready for a female president in Nigeria?
That question is actually very deep, because
Liberia had a female president.
Yes, she did. But the thing is, our mindset is still. I know that there are women ready, because I move with some kind of women, and I know a particular woman that has a movement. She says she wants to become the president of this country. She's doing well. She has some support of that. But when it comes to the real thing, you see everybody running away saying, we are not sure. She's just a woman. She has family. She has children. We are not sure if she can do it. So I will not say Nigeria is there. Nigeria is ready. Okay, so we have people that are ready to push the narrative a little, maybe 50%, but I will not say we are there 70% at all. I won't say that.
I think we'll need to continue to push it up. All right, more calls this afternoon. 07000 917 917 090 256 We would like you to join the conversation. Women's rights in Nigeria, and I think female lawyers, the Association of Female Lawyers, should continue to advocate the cause of women's rights in Nigeria. Please push it on the front stage and let people hear all about it. It's 14 minutes to 4 from the studios of WFM 91.7. Oludolapo Adewale is still very much here, and my guest Chineye Nzom is also here. Now, there's this word that has been often misunderstood in Nigeria, and it's feminism. Anytime people hear feminism, it's often misunderstood, and it brings about bickerings and all sorts of content against anyone that says I'm a feminist and all that. So I would like to know, what's the relationship between feminists and the fight for gender equality in Nigeria?
Okay, so the word feminist, it's just that we've misunderstood it, actually. It just simply means people that are fighting for the rights of women. It's not like they hate men or anything. So if a woman comes out and say, okay, I see the way women are treated and I'm not comfortable with it, I'm going to fight for her, I'm going to ensure that she has proper health care, she's, this female genital mutilation is not happening again and all that. These are the women that come out and say, okay, this is it. If a woman is being maltreated by her husband, domestic violence and all that, these are women that stand for them and say, no, this will not happen again. But then people have just misunderstood them, saying that, okay, these people hate men, they can never get married. Some things happened on Twitter some times ago when a particular influencer got pregnant and she gave birth, and people were like, oh my god, she's a feminist, we never knew that. So people always think that, okay, so once you're a feminist, you're not going to get married, and it is not true. You can be a feminist. Okay, is there a call?
Okay, I think we have a caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. All right, please try to call us back. We can hear you. All right, please go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah,
so basically, being a feminist doesn't say you're anti-men.
No, it doesn't mean so at all.
So what could be the way forward if someone is saying, I'm a feminist, I'm fighting for the right of women, and I'm agitating for the right of women? How should the society see that person? How can society embrace that kind of person?
So our society should love those people. They are doing so much, because if we don't have such people, see, women are going to suffer, and they are still suffering. Actually, we are still suffering, but then because we have these people, they are helping us, to come out of all the issues we are having. So I think society should absorb them, create, if there is a platform where all of them can come together to think of how they can make women have better lives, how they can make men support their women. I think society should accept them, love them, and support them with everything they have.
True. The society should support and support and support, and that's what we really want to do. The plight of Nigerian women, like their counterparts in other developed countries, have been characterized by lack of adequate representation, lack of access to well-developed education and training systems for women's leadership in general, undue dominance of men in the socio-political scheme of things, poverty or lack of money or resources, lopsided political appointment, and the general imbalances associated with very unjust treatment of the female citizens in its entirety. It's quite alarming. But now the question is, what's the way forward? And just like Chineye said the other time, we need to just change the narrative in our country. All right, Chineye, I'll be asking you to again, when it comes to lack of money, lack of resources, we know that women are very enterprising, but they are kind of limited sometimes in their knowledge, skill, in their skill set and all that. How can more skills opportunity, how can more training opportunity be given to the women? I've had instances where some people in their companies, they rather send the men out for trainings and say, okay, the woman, very soon you'll get pregnant, very soon you'll do this. We won't want you to go on training and you won't be able to give back to this company. How do you think all these narratives can be changed?
Okay, so I would say that first off, women should first ensure that they are living their lives to their full potentials. So that's one. Then secondly, every woman should ensure that they are looking out for opportunities. So there are so many opportunities out there. Trust me, there are so many, in both locally and internationally, but most times you're not tapping into it, because I see opportunities every time when people tell people to apply for grants, apply for this, apply for that. Some people have businesses and they're like, okay, there are opportunities for women, because if you go out there and check, you see that people are actually specifying that they want women to come get this money, they want just women to get this. And if you don't have the information at your disposal, then you will not know about it.
And we're in the 21st century, we should know all
we
those
have
things.
all this, we have phones, we are on social media, you get. So I think every woman should start making use of the tool in their hand, their phones, their laptop, check online, for information. There are so many things out there on scholarships, on grants, on so many things, for them to run their lives and also their businesses and maybe their whatever they want to do in their life. So you should, because some women can be very dependent and saying, okay, I'm waiting, let me wait for my company, let me wait for my husband. You don't have to wait. Take the bull by the horn and go ahead and do what you want to do. So ask questions. You may not even know that the person sitting next to you may be the solution to that problem you have. So ask questions, make friends, go out there to see women organizations, join them, ask them questions. How can I do this? How can I scale up? How can I do this? Because so many women are wanting to help, but maybe they are not even seeing people that are asking for the help.
Exactly.
Yes. So I
need to be very serious to see the help right there and not accessing
So I know
it.
people that have organizations for widows, people that have lost their husbands, and they are giving them money, they are giving them, empowering them, teaching them hand skills. I know so many women. So it is for women to now take this information, these opportunities at their disposal and work on it to actually get. Because if you keep waiting, even some men, they don't still have this opportunity. So if everybody keep waiting that okay, this opportunity will come, nothing will come. So you have to be the one that will be proactive to go get these things and
take the bull by the horn.
Yes.
Okay, it has been stated that Nigeria's law holds women back. Is that actually true? What's your take on it?
I will not say, I don't know much about Nigerians law, but I will say that the Nigerian society hold women back. Like the way they look at us, the opportunity. We've talked about so many things that are happening. The job opportunities where they'll give a particular man 150,000, they'll give the woman 75,000 because she's just a woman and she has a husband at home that will give her more money. Yeah. So all those things, and they'll tell you, okay, you're a woman, be careful, don't do too much, just be moderate. You're a weaker vessel, don't do. So all those things, it's not like we want to take them in, but then they are unconsciously, subconsciously, they are entering into our head and like, when you want to do so much, you're like, no, calm down, you're a woman. So all those things are playing in your head, and those things are holding you back. So I'll say the Nigerian society they are holding so many women back, but I will not say that it's just a norm. It's something that's been happening. But then you as a woman, you have your life. You choose what you want to make out of your life. So if everybody's saying, oh, don't do so much, you've decided that you will do so much, go ahead and do this so much, and you make it, and before you know it, the world will celebrate you. And that's something there's something I've been excited about. Once a woman does stuff and she's successful at it, everybody talks about her. Everybody's like, oh, we celebrate you, keep at it, do it well, and she becomes an inspiration to other young girls.
So that there you have it. Make sure that you go for it. Don't limit yourself at all. That's what Chineye is saying. And every day in every country of the world, women are confronted by discrimination and inequality. That's just like world over. They face violence, abuse, and unequal treatment at home, at work, and in their wider communities. And they are denied opportunities to learn, to earn, and to lead. Women form the majority of those living in poverty. They have fewer resources, less power, less influence compared to men, and can experience further inequality because of their class, ethnicity, and their age, as well as religious and other fundamentalism. Gender inequality is basically a key driver of poverty, and we don't want that in our society. And poverty is a fundamental denial of women's rights. Democracy anywhere in the world, it's a prerogative of the people. This is because sovereignty, as they say, belongs to the people. And when we say people, women are actually included. It is therefore important that the act of governance should be diversified to capture the interests of women through adequate representation. Achieving gender justice now is not only a matter of basic human rights, it's also a key means to achieving fairer societies and overcoming poverty. And we all have an equal part to play in making it happen, really. It's against this backdrop that the Women Voices for Peace have come to provide a framework for the protection of women and inclusion of gender perspective in peace-building activities. Women Voices for Peace is sponsored by WANEP, that is the West African Network for Peace Building, with support from the Norwegian Agency for Development Cooperation, NORAD. Women in Peace Building Network, WIPNET. Women Voices for Peace holds every Tuesday on Women Radio WFM 91.7 at 3 p.m. And I'd like to say thank you to those that called on the program this afternoon. I'd like to say thank you to Dami, Jennifer, Mohamed Ibrahim, Yinka Shokumbi, and of course Smart, and as well as everyone that listened and commented on our social media handle. I also like to thank my guest today. She's the founder of Volunteers Hub Africa. She is a writer, she is a public speaker, and she's also passionate about things that has to do with women and young people. I'm talking about Chineye Uzom. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Nice to have you again. All right. Thank you to my producers, Kels Casey, Blessed Kale, and of course Anthony Dalmeida for putting together a beautiful script. My name is Oludolapo Adiwale. I'd like us to do the same time next week. God bless you.
Our world is threatened by terrorism, wars, killings, and various vices.
Its effects are mostly felt by women and girls.
Peace and security is a collective responsibility as it concerns women, girls, and boys. Join WANEP
on Women's Voices for Peace every Tuesday at 3 p.m.
on Women Radio WFM 91.7 as we engage on issues of women, peace, and security.
On Women's Voices for Peace
on Women Radio WFM 91.7.
WFM 91.7.